Chosen one, if this message found you at this exact moment, it is not by accident. There is a reason you felt compelled to stop. There is a reason your attention was drawn here while countless other voices competed for your focus. What you are about to hear may explain the strange pressure you've been feeling, the unusual resistance you've been facing, and the spiritual tension that has been building around your life. Stay with me until the very end, because there is a dangerous trap many chosen people never recognize until it has already stolen years of their destiny. Tonight, that trap will be exposed. Tonight, something hidden will come into the light. And tonight, your divine activation begins. There are moments in life when heaven prepares to elevate a person, and just before that elevation arrives, opposition intensifies. The attacks become more personal. The delays become more frustrating. The confusion becomes heavier. Many people assume these challenges are signs that they are moving in the wrong direction. In reality, they are often signs that something significant is approaching. The enemy does not waste energy on people who are standing still. Resistance increases when movement toward purpose begins. The dangerous trap is not always obvious. It rarely appears as something clearly destructive. Instead, it disguises itself as distraction, discouragement, fear, comparison, doubt, and emotional exhaustion. It whispers that nothing is changing. It convinces you that your prayers are unheard. It encourages you to focus on what is missing rather than what is being prepared. Before long, a person begins abandoning the very path that was leading them toward breakthrough. Chosen one, understand this carefully. The greatest battles are often fought in the mind before they ever appear in physical reality. The trap is designed to steal your focus because focus is connected to power. When your attention is divided, your strength becomes scattered. When your vision becomes clouded, your confidence begins to weaken. The enemy knows that if you remain focused long enough, you will eventually see the manifestation of everything that has been promised to you. What makes this season different is that heaven is activating something within you. The lessons you have learned through hardship were not wasted. The tears were not wasted. The waiting was not wasted. Every challenge was developing strength, wisdom, discernment, and endurance. What felt like punishment was actually preparation. What felt like delay was actually protection. What felt like silence was often divine construction taking place behind the scenes. There are people who underestimated you because they only saw your current situation. They did not see what was being formed within you. They measured you by appearances while heaven measured you by purpose. They judged your present while heaven was preparing your future. Soon, the difference between those perspectives will become impossible to ignore. Tonight, you must make a decision. Refuse the trap of fear. Refuse the trap of doubt. Refuse the trap of seeking validation from people who were never assigned to understand your journey. Refuse the trap of quitting just before the breakthrough arrives. The activation happening in your life requires faith, courage, and persistence. It requires the willingness to keep moving even when evidence seems limited. Something is shifting. Doors that appeared permanently closed are beginning to move. Opportunities that seemed impossible are aligning. Connections that are necessary for your next season are being arranged. What you thought was ending may actually be making room for a greater beginning. The pressure you have felt recently is not proof of defeat. It may be evidence that transformation is already underway. Chosen one, your assignment is too important to abandon. Your purpose is too valuable to surrender. Your future is too significant to exchange for temporary discouragement. Stand firm. Stay alert. Guard your focus. Protect your peace. Continue moving forward with confidence. The same power that guided you through every previous challenge will guide you through this one as well. And as this night unfolds, remember these words. The trap loses its power the moment it is exposed. You have seen it now. You recognize it now. You are no longer walking blindly into it. Your divine activation begins with awareness, grows through faith, and manifests through action. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Keep moving. Because what is coming next will reveal why every battle, every delay, and every difficult season was necessary. Your activation has already begun, and the best chapter of your story is closer than you think. Chosen one, there is something you need to understand right now. Your divine activation has already begun, even if you cannot fully see the evidence yet. Many people expect a dramatic sign, a sudden miracle, or an unmistakable announcement from heaven before they believe that a new season has started. But divine activation often begins quietly. It starts deep within your spirit before it becomes visible in your circumstances. The restlessness you have been feeling, the urge to change, the desire to grow, and the sense that you can no longer remain where you once were are all indicators that something greater is taking place. What once satisfied you no longer fulfills you. What once distracted you no longer holds your attention. You are becoming aware that your life carries a purpose beyond comfort and routine. This shift is not random. It is preparation. Heaven is awakening gifts, strengthening your discernment, and positioning you for assignments you could not have handled in previous seasons. The challenges you have faced were not sent to destroy you, but to develop qualities that your future requires. Every disappointment taught you resilience. Every delay taught you patience. Every betrayal taught you wisdom. Every obstacle taught you perseverance. Looking back, you may realize that the very experiences you wanted to escape became the tools that shaped you into the person you are today. This is why you must not judge your journey solely by what you see at the moment. There are movements taking place behind the scenes that your natural eyes cannot yet perceive. Doors are being aligned. Opportunities are being prepared. Connections are being orchestrated. What feels like waiting may actually be strategic positioning. The activation has already started because your thinking is changing, your priorities are changing, and your perspective is changing. You are no longer the same person you were before this season began, and that transformation is the first undeniable sign that heaven is preparing you for something far greater than you have imagined. Chosen one of the greatest mistakes people make is underestimating the power of distraction. They prepare for obvious attacks, but they fail to recognize the subtle traps that slowly pull them away from their purpose. That is why the enemy wants you distracted tonight. This moment is more important than you realize. There is a reason so many thoughts have been competing for your attention lately. There is a reason old fears, unnecessary worries, and unexpected frustrations seem to appear whenever you begin moving closer to your destiny. Distraction is not merely about being busy, it is about being occupied with things that keep you from focusing on what truly matters. The enemy understands that a focused chosen one is dangerous. A person who knows their purpose, trusts the process, and remains committed despite opposition becomes difficult to stop. That is why distractions often increase before breakthroughs. Instead of confronting you directly, the trap attempts to exhaust your energy, divide your attention, and weaken your confidence. You may find yourself overthinking situations that do not deserve your focus. You may spend valuable time worrying about opinions that do not determine your future. You may become consumed by temporary problems while missing the opportunities being placed before you. The goal is simple. If your attention can be controlled, your progress can be delayed. But tonight, you are being called to recognize what is happening. Not every battle deserves your energy. Not every voice deserves your attention. Not every problem deserves your worry. Some things are specifically designed to pull you away from your assignment. The moment you become aware of that strategy, you regain your power. You begin choosing purpose over distraction, faith over fear, and focus over confusion. Heaven is urging you to guard your mind and protect your peace because what is coming next requires clarity. There are opportunities approaching that demand your attention. There are blessings being prepared that require your readiness. There are doors opening that require your courage to walk through them. The enemy wants you distracted because distraction delays destiny, and destiny is closer now than it has ever been before. Chosen one, the hidden trap designed to delay your destiny, is far more dangerous than most people realize because it rarely appears in a form that seems harmful. It does not always arrive as failure, loss, or open opposition. Instead, it often disguises itself as comfort, hesitation, self-doubt, and the belief that there will always be more time tomorrow. Many people never lose their destiny because they lack talent or opportunity. They lose precious years because they become trapped in a cycle of waiting for the perfect moment. They convince themselves that they will take action when conditions improve, when fear disappears, when they feel more prepared, or when everyone around them finally understands their vision. But destiny is rarely fulfilled under perfect conditions. It is fulfilled by those who continue moving forward despite uncertainty. The hidden trap is designed to keep you standing still while life moves forward without you. It encourages you to focus on your weaknesses instead of your strengths. It magnifies your past mistakes until they seem larger than your future possibilities. It constantly reminds you of what went wrong while remaining silent about everything that could still go right. Over time, this mindset creates invisible chains that limit growth and prevent progress. Yet heaven did not call you to live in hesitation. You were not chosen to spend your life questioning every step and doubting every opportunity placed before you. The experiences you have survived prove that you are stronger than many of the challenges that once seemed impossible. The wisdom you have gained through hardship has prepared you for responsibilities that are now approaching. The trap loses its influence the moment you stop agreeing with the lies it has been whispering. When you choose faith over fear, action over hesitation and purpose over comfort, something begins to change. New possibilities become visible. New doors begin to appear. New confidence starts rising within you. The path ahead may not be completely clear, but clarity often comes through movement rather than waiting. Every step of obedience creates momentum. Every act of courage weakens the trap. Every decision to keep going moves you closer to the future that has been waiting for your arrival, and the season of delay cannot continue once you decide that your purpose is greater than your fear. Chosen one, there is a supernatural shift happening behind the scenes that many people cannot see, and because they cannot see it, they assume nothing is changing. This is one of the greatest misconceptions during a season of preparation. Just because something is invisible does not mean it is inactive. In fact, some of the most significant transformations occur long before they become visible in the physical world. Think about a seed planted deep in the ground. For a period of time, it appears as though nothing is happening. The surface remains unchanged, and to an outside observer, the seed seems forgotten. Yet beneath the soil, roots are forming, strength is developing, and growth is taking place. In the same way, there are movements occurring in your life that cannot yet be measured by what you currently see. Doors are being aligned, circumstances are being adjusted, and opportunities are being prepared for the right moment. The waiting season has convinced many people that they are stuck, but often they are simply being positioned. Heaven understands the timing required for every assignment, every connection, and every breakthrough. What feels like a delay may actually be protection from entering a situation before you are fully prepared to handle it. You have likely noticed changes within yourself recently. Your perspective has evolved. Your priorities have shifted. Things that once seemed important no longer hold the same value. Conversations that once entertained you may now leave you feeling empty. This internal transformation is evidence that something greater is unfolding. Before your environment changes, your mindset must change. Before your opportunities increase, your capacity must increase. Before your influence expands, your character must be strengthened. That process is taking place right now. The challenges you have faced were not random obstacles, they were training grounds. Every difficult season has added another layer of wisdom, resilience, and discernment to your life. What seemed like setbacks were often preparation disguised as struggle. The supernatural shift is not only happening around you, but also within you. You are becoming the person your next season requires. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is connected to the transformation already taking place inside your spirit, and soon the evidence of that hidden work will become impossible to ignore as what has been developing in secret begins to manifest openly before your eyes. Chosen one, what you do before midnight matters more than you realize. There are moments in life when a single decision creates a ripple effect that changes everything that follows. This is not about a specific hour on a clock. It is about recognizing a divine window of opportunity. Many people spend their evenings carrying the weight of the day, replaying disappointments, worrying about problems they cannot solve, and giving their energy to fears that have not even happened. They go to sleep with doubt in their minds and wake up expecting the same struggles to continue. But chosen ones are being called to respond differently. Before this day ends, you must make a conscious decision about what you will carry into your next season and what you will leave behind. You cannot step into a greater future while holding on to every burden from your past. Some habits must be released. Some fears must be surrendered. Some disappointments must be placed in the hands of heaven instead of being carried another day. The enemy wants you to remain emotionally attached to old wounds because wounded people often struggle to move forward. But your calling is greater than your pain. Your purpose is greater than your setbacks. The experiences that tried to break you were never meant to define you. They were meant to teach you, strengthen you, and prepare you. Before midnight, take inventory of your thoughts. Ask yourself whether they are leading you toward faith or toward fear. Examine where your focus has been. Consider whether your energy has been invested in your purpose or wasted on distractions. This is a moment to realign your heart, your mind, and your expectations. The next chapter of your journey requires clarity, discipline, and trust. You may not have all the answers yet, but you do not need all the answers to take the next step. What you need is the willingness to believe that something greater is ahead, even when you cannot fully see it. Heaven is not asking for perfection, it is asking for commitment. It is asking you to choose faith over uncertainty, courage over hesitation, and purpose over comfort, because the decisions you make tonight will influence the direction of the season that is now unfolding before you. Chosen one, your next season starts with one decision, and that decision is more powerful than you may realize. Many people spend years waiting for circumstances to change, for opportunities to appear, or for someone else to open a door for them. They believe their future is dependent on external events, not understanding that transformation often begins the moment they make a firm decision within themselves. Every major breakthrough in life is preceded by a choice. Before success becomes visible, someone decides not to quit. Before healing takes place, someone decides to let go of bitterness. Before purpose is fulfilled, someone decides to keep moving forward despite uncertainty. The difference between those who remain stuck and those who step into their calling is often found in a single moment when they choose faith over fear. Right now, you may be standing at such a moment. You have seen challenges that could have convinced you to give up. You have experienced delays that could have weakened your confidence. You have faced disappointments that could have caused you to settle for less than what was meant for you. Yet despite everything, you are still here. There is a reason for that. You were not preserved through every battle simply to stop at the edge of your breakthrough. The next season of your life requires a decision to trust the process, even when you do not fully understand it. It requires a decision to stop measuring your future by your current circumstances. It requires a decision to believe that what is ahead is greater than what is behind. Too many people allow fear to make decisions for them. They choose safety instead of growth, comfort instead of purpose, and familiarity instead of destiny. But chosen ones are called to rise above those limitations. The future that has been prepared for you cannot be reached by remaining where you are. It begins when you decide that your purpose is worth pursuing, your calling is worth protecting, and your dreams are worth believing in again. Heaven has already done the work of preparing the path. The question now is whether you will take the step that has been waiting for you. Because the moment you decide to move forward with faith, determination, and confidence, you activate possibilities that hesitation could never unlock, and that single decision becomes the doorway to an entirely new chapter of your life. Here is a powerful conclusion and ending for the entire speech. Chosen one, as we come to the end of this message, remember the truth that has echoed through every part of this journey. Your divine activation has already begun. The challenges you faced were not signs of abandonment. The delays were not proof of defeat. The pressure was not meant to destroy you. Every battle, every lesson, every disappointment, and every unexpected turn has been preparing you for this moment. What looked like setbacks were often setups for something greater. What appeared to be closed doors were sometimes divine protection. And what felt like silence was heaven working behind the scenes in ways you could not yet understand. The dangerous trap we expose today loses its power when you recognize it. Distraction can no longer control you when you know its purpose. Fear can no longer paralyze you when you understand your calling. Doubt can no longer dominate your thinking when you remember how far you have already come. You are not the same person you were when this season began. You have grown stronger, wiser, and more prepared than you realize. Now is not the time to quit. Now is not the time to look back. Now is not the time to allow temporary circumstances to convince you that your future has been cancelled. Your destiny is still alive. Your purpose is still intact. Your breakthrough is still on its way. The very things that tried to stop you may soon become the evidence of how far you have risen. So walk forward with confidence. Stand firm in faith. Protect your focus. Guard your peace. Trust the process even when you cannot see the full picture. The next chapter of your life is being written right now, and it holds possibilities greater than anything you have left behind. And if this message spoke directly to your spirit, take this as your confirmation. Tonight is not an ending, it is a beginning. Tonight is the moment you stop surviving and start stepping fully into your purpose. Tonight is the moment you refuse every distraction, every lie, and every limitation that tried to keep you small. Your activation has begun. Your season is changing. Your breakthrough is approaching, and the best part of your story is still ahead of you. Stay ready, stay faithful, and keep moving forward, because what heaven has prepared for you is closer than you think.